Welcome to another episode of Can Do Conversations, Q&A edition. I am Cheryl Williams, also known as the Can Do Mom.
I'm CJ Williams, the Can Do Dad. Thank you for being here.
Welcome, guys. We are happy to have you here. We've got lots of questions that you guys have been sending in. So I had to cull them down to a certain amount that we're going to get to. I think we've got some good variety, and that is the spice of life variety.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of spice.
Pumpkin spice?
It's that time of year where it's pumpkin spice and everything nice, right?
Yeah.
But we have, I forgot that we had this. Hold on one second. Wait.
She likes the chai latte.
It's chai tea.
Chai tea.
It's just a chai tea.
Yes.
It's just tea, but it gives all of the fall flavors. It gives, and I think even more than drinking, I could just sit here and like
sniff it up.
Smell it in, like breathe it in, smell the aroma. Oh, it is
so
good.
I picked the right one?
You picked the right one because that right there
Big
is
choice.
Even more than pumpkin spice for me. That's fall.
Yeah.
Chai. It's like and it's good.
So for the diffusers also, what are we gonna do for that?
Well, for the diffusers, we have pumpkin spice, which is a lot of the same thing, like cinnamons and nutmegs, and which we need to do that.
We've been
a little slacking.
James been slacking too.
Yeah, he's
our
a little
diffuser guy.
So we need to get on. I need to get that pumpkin spice essential oils out, and we will put that in, and we'll do that
along with the fire.
Yes, we had our
first fire
of the season over the weekend.
Jaden was just over there.
Jaden equates fires to forging, so he is obsessed with forging. He sees a flame and he immediately wants to get his anvil.
He watched all the forging fire
and his hammers.
Yes, he is everything. He took her old blow dryer because the fire's not hot enough, but you put the blow dryer on it.
We have a greenhouse, and out in the greenhouse there is a wood-burning stove.
Yes.
And so he had a project out there where he started that up. He had the blow dryer going.
Yes,
he had
and nothing to forge.
But he found little pieces of metal he was going to forge.
Yeah, that we found.
Then he couldn't figure out how to get it out of the fire. You put it in, but how are you going to get that hot piece of metal out?
Yes, no hot tongs or anything.
Oh my God. So as soon as he sees a fire, for me, I see fire, I'm like, kind of fall, winter time, warm blankets. No.
This is non-stop.
He sees forging. Fire, flame.
He wants to make a knife.
Let's forge
something.
He wants to he saw the fireplace going. He wanted to get the fire pit rolling out there.
And we had to tell him 10 times.
He needed to get going. I'm like, we got to get you the proper tools.
Yes.
And maybe some training.
I want him to understudy, even though, because he's young, it's 12, so I want him to understudy under a blacksmith.
And that's how much he loves. He loves it.
Yes.
So I want him to do it the right way and not.
Silver Dollar City. They have a forger there.
Blacksmith.
He's there all the time.
And he beelines it for there. He'll just stand there.
He'll just stay there.
I got to step away a little bit and get some fresh air because whatever they've got coming out of there is like all the time. So, but he loves it. It's something he enjoys. So that's something. It's fun to watch all of the different passions. A little flame, a little ember build up.
Right.
Let them do different things. Like he likes archery or forging or
and now it's drones.
Woodworking.
He's in drone class.
Or science stuff. He loves engineering, like all that kind of stuff. So let him go have fun. Let him do it. BB gun, all the things. And then Riley, she's more artistic. She wants art and baking, and she's now, because it's holiday time. Like all the holiday baking shows are out. So that's what she has spare time. That's what she wants to watch.
We got to get some more materials.
Because she needs now lots of materials to bake. I don't know who's eating all this stuff that she's going to be baking.
I know. We're not.
But you know what? I was kind of like, art, you don't eat art. So maybe we could get away with letting her have her artistic in the things that she's baking. But it doesn't mean we have to consume them all.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was her gifts. Did a lot of art.
She loves art, but now she's loving the baking aspect of the art.
Yes.
And these shows, what they do. I mean, she's in. And then Mason, he is our mathematician.
Yes.
He is learning. He loves typing now. He's putting stories together.
He's beating my ass in chess.
He's all up here all the time.
Our youngest.
So he's 8, and he is
Watch out.
8, 10, and 12.
Yes.
These are great ages because
22 months apart.
I love seeing their curiosity and them want to experience new things and the joy. It's kind of like
they love it.
That joy on Christmas morning. You see it. It's like you're seeing that multiple times throughout the year and different things when they learn something or they create something or they just get that validation back that, I can do this. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the update on us over here. Lots going on.
Yes.
And that's how we like it. I feel like when we're in a season, and we've been in seasons, you know, there's seasons.
They come and they go.
And they come and they go. But there have been seasons for us, and you let us know if this is true for you guys as well, that it feels like we're preparing for something, but we don't know what that something is quite yet. And so you're in preparation mode. You're like, okay, I know I need to be working on myself. I know I need to be working on these things. I'm not exactly sure what I'm working on all these things for.
But you're bettering yourself.
I know it'll align. And so we've been in a season of growth and change and
more ourselves.
And just working and getting to know. I think quieting the noise and really going inward and listening more. And now I feel like, even as of like last week, like the momentum is shifting. We're moving faster. We're at a higher pace, a higher vibration of where we need to go. Even this morning, I was like, okay, I know we need to do this.
Yes,
it's like,
well,
okay,
it's scheduled, so it makes it easier.
We're doing all these things and we're getting these things done, and yet I just feel like we're on a different level. Like we're at a different speed right now. The speed feels good though.
That's good.
I would rather be, you know, moving. But again, there's time.
Moving and grooving.
Sometimes, you know, you've got to slow down and take a few steps back to work on what needs to be worked on, to take that flying leap forward. And so where are you at?
Further ahead.
Right. Where are you at right now? Are you in a season where it's go, 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 go? Are you just going to go so you don't have to actually look at yourself and figure out what you're doing? Are you moving forward? Or are you just busy, busy, busy? Are you in kind of a slow period? Maybe you're in a little bit of a lull, like a funk, and you're just not sure. How can you work on yourself and ask better questions and put things out there so that way it starts coming back to you and start getting those answers that you're looking for? And so no matter what stage or season you are in of life, and there's ebbs and flows, right? It's never a go, go, go. Sometimes you have those little dips or little lulls, and that's a time to go to listen more. That's the time to...
What about having the right kind of busy? Instead of busy, 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 spinning your wheels, it has to be focused busyness, basically taking care of your schedule and making sure you're doing things through your schedule
that are productive.
Getting
you know what I mean?
Where you want to go.
It's not about how busy you are. It's how much are you actually getting done? Are you moving the needle? Are you going closer to where you want to go, or are you going further back? Are you staying the same, or are you not?
Are you growing or not?
Right. And, you know, like we said, there's seasons for all of those things, but kind of take a look at yourself. Do a little inventory. Where are you at? How you doing?
Where were you last year?
Where were you this time last year? Reflect. A little reflection is good. Doesn't mean you have to stay in
before the new
contemplation
year
and
also.
reflection for a long time, but reflecting periodically, you know, slowing down so that you can move forward instead of just constantly going through the motions. You know, if you're not questioning, if you're not asking, if you're not seeking, you're not going to find.
Questions.
You got to ask yourself better questions. You have to be ready for those answers too, because they're not always the answers that you're looking for.
And remember, what do I want? Keep asking yourself, what do I want? And then strive for that.
For sure. All righty. Well, it is Q&A today, so we are going to jump into your questions. And I'll remind you now, if you have questions about any of the things that we've talked about or just things in general, we are here for you. We're an open book. We're here to, you know, have those conversations, answer your questions. So
ask away.
Send us your questions and we will see if we can get them in on the next Q&A that we do. So today's first question is, how can I create a plan for the next 90 days to reach my goals?
Well, you got to talk about it first. It's up in here. You got to get together with your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Or yourself.
And yourself. And to figure out what you want, to be able to talk about it, get it out on paper. Paper's right here. Pen's right there. And get the writing. And then get the writing. See, we're listening to meditation music right now. So calm yourself, turn off your phone, and then figure out what you want. Figure out your needs, your wants, your needs, what you want to do, and then discuss it. Also, because that will mold into something even better and more magical.
And that really is it in a nutshell. It's you've got to get clear on what you want, because our 90-day plan is not going to be the same as your 90-day plan. What we're striving for over the next 90 days is going to look much different than what you are, and that's okay. Everyone's on a different journey, and so you have to figure out, where are you right here, right now. Where are you wanting to go? And what do you need to do over the next 90 days to get yourself there? That's pretty, you know, we can have a long-winded answer or we can have short and sweet. Where are you? Where do you want to go? And what do you need to do over the next 90 days to get there? Yes. Chunk it down. Yep. Look at the big, where are we going? And then break that down into bite-sized pieces. Work backwards and then start moving forward. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't get stuck in that analysis paralysis.
Yeah, or it has to be perfect this way or perfect that way.
Right.
Like and we used to do.
That's been my challenge for a long time. Yeah. It's like, I like things a certain way we want them. Way.
Yes.
And so I would hold myself back because if it wasn't up to my standard, I'm like, well, we need more of this or we need less of that or I don't like this or I want to change that. It's like, you know what? Let's go, right? Some of the best things that are out there, it's version 1.0, right? And then it's 2.0 or it's 1.52.
You know about that stuff.
How many updates and rebirths do you get on your phones or software or books or anything? It's like, okay, put something out there. Some is better than none. Put it out there. You can always tweak it.
Just like put out crap and then put out crap 2.0.
Just keep putting it out there, right?
Yep.
And the more, because then you're moving. And so then you start, oh, you know what? Let's change this. Let's add that. Let's move that. I mean, I don't know how many different looks of sets we've had.
I was going to say this.
But Lordy, we've had a lot, okay?
Oh, we just saw one today. What, our greenery? Greenery?
And we've thought, man, okay, in the moment, it was good. But then after we look at it, we're like, change it again. It's like, okay.
Wrong color, change it again.
How many different logos have we had? A bajillion. How many different color schemes have we had?
Yes.
A bajillion. And there was no rhyme or reason to any of them. It was like, it looked good in the moment. But now we have come and we've focused on but that's our logo, those circles.
Yes, it is.
Circular.
Yes.
It's different, but we've changed it. We had a circle. It was teal. It was pink. It was blue. Before that, we had an orange and yellow because we were doing
for the traveling family.
Yeah, we were traveling, and so we were going more with like the campy kind of adventure look.
Yes.
So we had to stay we
loved it. It was cute
for what it was for.
Yes.
But then I was like,
only for the traveling.
That's we got to move past that. We got to grow and expand. And so what we've come across now, I like it. I think we can grow with it. It's not a fad or a trend or something like that. It's something that we can put our roots in and really grow and blossom from there. Correct. And yet it's at the end of it, it's simple. It's not complicated. It's like we've got a very simple backdrop now, but what we like about it is that the backdrop is there, but we're here. It's like it's there. It's helping.
It's not distracting.
It's not distracting or taking away.
With leaves and foliage all around you.
Or we had like a green one.
Or wannabe bookshelf type thing or something.
No, you gotta do with what you got. So it's like if we would have not done anything up until now, and if y'all saw what it looks like around, like you see what you see, but if you saw what it looked like, you'd be like, oh, well, damn. And maybe one of these days we'll have to do it behind the scenes. So you can kind of see, like, look, it's not always the ideal situation.
I had to build these.
We were thinking, like, what are we going to do? We need a space. We need a thing. It's like, we didn't like the pull-down backdrops or the pull-ups or the different settings. So we go on to Pinterest, gotta love Pinterest, and started looking for ideas. And we found one. Like, okay, let's go with that. And we had colors and all. It's like, you gotta keep
simplify and change.
And and
this is gonna change.
And if that's one thing, if that's the only one thing you could take away from this whole episode, the nugget is keep going.
Yes, change is good.
Keep changing, keep progressing, keep growing in yourself, evolve.
That's the word of the day.
Right? That's who you need to be.
Yes,
where you are today, by the beginning of the year, you should not be where you are now.
T-shirt, evolve.
Okay? So talk, plan, take action, figure it out, and just keep moving forward. That's how you get there. That's how you put together your 90-day plan. You don't overthink it.
Nope.
You don't, because guess what? 90 days, we're already halfway into October. It's like, we're no longer 3 months left of the year. We have 2.5 months left in the year, right?
And it went like that.
90 days is, we're already short. We got 75 days left. We got 60. It's like,
we're already wearing jackets.
It's continuing to move and progress, and so should you. All right.
Yes.
Next question. What are some effective ways to manage my time and avoid wasting it on unproductive tasks? This is good.
Yeah, an audit, correct?
I mean,
of yourself and your time.
Most of the things you do are unproductive. Most of the time that you spend is not getting you exactly where you want to go.
No.
And right now,
unless it's for work,
business, reaching out to people, that's fine. There are so many distractions. You're being pulled in so many different directions. It's like a tug of war with your time, right? And your time is your mind. Yes. Where your mind, where your energy goes, your mind, it all flows, right? Where your mind goes, your energy flows. And so and everyone is competing for your time. Your kids want your time, your spouse wants your time, your business wants your time, the social media wants your time, your phone wants your time, your family wants your time.
And write it out.
Suck. It's like constant.
From when you wake up.
Time sucks. And what you have to know is, where are you going? Kind of comes back to the first question. It's like, you got to know where you're going.
And what plan do you have?
And what do you have to do? I was, for the longest time, against social media. I don't like being on there, right? And I was like, you know what though? For us to grow and for us to reach the people we need to reach, and for us to build this can-do community, I'm gonna have to go on there, right? I would much rather just live my life and do things with the kids and be here and there and not. However, I'm doing a disservice to myself and to others by not sharing my story, right? By not putting it out there so that you can see, like, we can do it and so can you. That's our motto. It's like, we're doing this, you can do this as well. It's gonna be for you, it's gonna be different, it's not gonna be the same, but it's gonna be the way that you wanna do it.
Yes, and so in the order you wanna do it also.
The way that you eliminate the distractions is you've gotta get clear on what's distracting you. I mean, on your phone, there is a thing in there that shows you your time, right?
Yep.
What are you on for your apps? That helps in that perspective. Are you watching TV? So what I would suggest doing is, for the next week, you need to audit your time. So have a notebook with you, and really you could do it every 5 minutes, but we'll put it every 15 minutes. You need to account for your time. What did you do the last 15 minutes? What'd you do?
That's a perfect
What'd
time.
you do?
Perfect amount
What'd you do? Because you're gonna see that 15 minutes, gone. Gone. Well, 15 minutes, three of them throughout the day, those are hours of time that are just gone. You're never getting them back.
Right. How long when you were in the kitchen doing the dishes? Was it a half hour? 15 minutes? Well, 15 minutes, half hour, an hour.
And you say, well, I have to be in the kitchen. I need to clean the dishes.
I was in the kitchen doing the coffee. I was in there arranging dinner. I was in there doing the dishes at the same time. So I was in there longer than usual. And is that daily? So you know.
Same thing.
That's what happens.
And you're cooking meals, okay? Is there a way that on Sundays you could batch a few meals together throughout the week, claiming your time back, right? Is there some things that you could hire out to help someone else while you're helping yourself? Could you, instead of doing the vacuuming and the cleaning of the bathrooms, have someone come? Or could you, here's the other thing, it's like, could you have your kids, the older they get, the more responsibilities they should have, these things.
Yes.
How can they help? How can you use your resources that you have around you to work on your time? So you need to audit your time, because the question was, what's effective ways to manage your time? You got to get clear on the time you have. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right?
Yes.
Nobody has more and nobody has less. It's equal playing field.
Right.
However, what you do with your time is up to you.
And you're going to be short of time if you're sleeping in. Right away, that's going to cut off.
Well, and that's where it starts.
If you're sleeping in, if you're going to lose a few hours right there.
And so, as much as we don't like to get up early in the morning, we love to get up early in the morning, because
and we're so happy after we got our list of this big
so much more done. We have so many wins already stacked.
Yes.
It's like, you know what? If we did nothing else for the rest of the day, we've already won, because we already did all these things.
Yes.
And so how can you start stacking wins earlier in the day? How can you account for your time by doing your audit every 15 minutes for the next week? See where you're at, and then add it up. Okay, look, I don't need to do that. That's a waste of time. This is a waste of time. Oh, I want to do more of that, less of that. And so you start seeing, instead of just going through the motions and letting the time come and go, you're actually digging in and getting clear. Because that's the challenge right now, is you don't know where your time's going. So audit.
Yep.
Write it down every 15 minutes, get clear, and you're gonna see for yourself right there staring you back where your time is going, and how can you eliminate these distractions and these things to get more focused on what you want to do.
Right, and don't do 30 minutes because you can forget what you've done.
It's every 15. You need to set a timer, an alert every 15 minutes. Go, go, go. And then when you go to bed, the timer can stop. You say, okay, I went to bed at this time, and then start it again the next day when you get up. What are you doing? What's happening?
Yep.
I mean, are you spending forever in the bathroom, but you're not really going to the bathroom? You're sitting on the toilet on your phone? Are you taking longer to do things because you're over here doing this or that? Like, time is coming and going quickly. You're not getting it back. So you need to start being more specific on what you're doing on each moment of time. All right, next question. How can I hold myself accountable for my actions and progress? Well,
also doing an audit for yourself and figuring out where your time is going. And have a list that you do the night before, right? Have your task list of what you're going to do the next day. So you know at least you're getting those things done first before you do other things.
We talk about, Andy Purcell talked about something we love, which is the power list.
Yes.
And the power list is so simple and yet so effective. And if, there's one thing that you guys can learn, it's simplicity. We overcomplicate things. If we can come back to the simplistic things, that's really where it is. You get the basics and the foundation from the simplistic things, but doing them repetitively over time is what builds that up. And so if every day, the night before, you can set out and say, okay, these are my 5 things I'm going to get done today. These are the things that are going to move the needle, for me to get closer to who I want to be and where I'm going and who I want to become. These are the things I need to get done. Now, could we have a running list of a million things? Yes. And as a mom,
and then they won't get done.
And a wife, I have a list that's nonstop. It's always going. But those things are not always like the kids needed this signed for. They need to take care of this. I need to go run over here and buy this for them. I need to take care of that.
That's not on the list.
My list is stacking up over here, right? That's not my powerless activities. The powerless activities are the things that are moving the needle. All those other things, because I don't want them just rattling around in my mind, I do write them out separate over here. And then I get to them when I get to them.
Right.
Now,
just mark them off as you're done.
If the kids need, an authorization form signed so they can go do some after school activity, or, you need them over here, or hey, what, I need to buy us some Halloween costumes, we need to go over here. Those are things, but that's not getting me closer to where I want to go, right? So I have a running list of things so I don't have to think about it. They go over here. But then every day I have my top 5. And when those are done, I know I've won all of these things. I'm good.
You won the day. And then you can go to your other list.
And fill in it. So because a lot of times I would start with my to-do list and then get all those things done, and then I wouldn't have anything productive that I'm doing.
Right, because kids want to sit in her lap.
So
she can't do anything. They want to cuddle.
They need their mommy time, which is, I love it. They're
jump
getting
on
older.
That lap.
And I've got to, savor that, because as they get older, they're not going to want to sit in my lap, or I'm not going to be able to have them sit in my lap because they're going to squish me.
Yes, you're going to need pillows on your laps.
I need a bigger chair too, maybe.
Jaden's almost taller than she is, so.
Not quite. He keeps
he's so
thinking.
proud. He's like.
He's got a ways to go. His foot's almost as big as mine, though.
Yeah.
We can share shoes.
That much to go. That much to go. He's there.
Riley sized it up. Well, how much longer before I could wear this pair of shoes? I'm like, you got a little ways still. You got a little ways. So, be specific.
Yes.
And put those things together, and I think that'll help you out with it. Okay. Next, how do I decide which goals or aspirations are worth pursuing? This is an individualized answer, because what I want is not what you want. What we're going for is not what you're going for. No. So you're going to need to get clear on what do you want. And that's why that question of what do you want is so
it's
powerful, because until you figure out what you want, you're not going to be able to figure out which goals and aspirations are worth pursuing. Because I could say, well, you should.
They're going to be aligned with each other.
I could say, well, you shouldn't do this or you should do that, but I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know what you want. Where are you going? And then you need to choose goals and aspirations
that's going to get you there.
That are going to get you there. So, if you're wanting to go over here, okay, well then that should be your goal that you're going for. So your daily action should be in alignment with that to help you get there. So we're always working backwards. We're never starting and going out and not know, like a roadmap. We got to know where we're going so that we can work our way to get there. Now there's multiple routes on how you get there. There's no right or wrong route. It's just results, right? And so are the results that you're getting where you want to go, but you got to figure out, who am I? What do I want? And then put together that backwards plan of how you're going to get there. And that's how you put together your goals and aspirations.
Right, because you're building your own blueprint, basically.
Right. And your roadmap of where you're wanting to go. And so begin with the end in mind, and then work backwards.
Yep.
And ask yourself all the time, who do I need to become? What do I want? And keep moving forward. Okay. How can I overcome the fear of failure that often prevents me from taking action? Well, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of looking bad? Are you afraid of falling on your face?
In front of people?
Are you afraid of people laughing at you? Are you afraid of just failing in general? Like, what is the fear that's coming up for you? And you have to feel the fear and do it anyways. Because your why, your end result, what you want is bigger than the fear.
Right.
And that's why you have to get really clear. Because if you're like, oh, I just want this, but it's not really what you want, then that fear is going to come up and stop. Those failures, those setbacks are going to, push you off the path. And so
you're going to give up easy anyway.
And what is the fear of failure is like, what is the worst thing that can happen? Think of the worst case scenario and say, okay, well, if that's the worst thing that happens. That didn't work. Okay, well, now what?
Right. It's like throwing noodles against the wall.
Like you figure out the things that aren't working for you, because then it gets you closer to the things that will work for you. So this fear of failure, this fear of people laughing, this fear of looking ridiculous, who gives a shit? The number one fear is public speaking. And it's like, why? Because people don't want to look bad. Look, do I think every day we're up here, we're looking good all the time? No, but guess what?
No.
Who gives a shit? We're doing it.
Her hair could be in her face and stuff. Let's get it done.
Let's go.
Right.
In the morning, when we're shooting videos and we're out on our walks and I have my hair's not done, my makeup's not done, normally I'd be like, oh crap, okay.
Right.
No, it's like,
now what?
Whatever.
Let's get it done.
Let's go. I got a video to shoot.
Right.
I don't care. What some people say, wow, does she ever do her hair? Yes. The other day I was, doing a video, I was taking care of the kids' closet. Did I have a full face of makeup on? No. Why do I need to? When I'm around the house, I don't need a full face of makeup.
No, same here.
Exactly.
Yes.
When he's on camera, he's got to put his whole face together. Right. But it's like, you've got to know, what are you afraid of? And this fear of looking bad, this fear of ridicule, this fear of...
Is it family?
But normally...
That's more important than...
Guess what it is?
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah.
It's you projecting what you think other people are going to think about what you might think. It's like, what? It's
that was it.
What? What are you doing? Who cares what the people think? Because you're building this thing up in your head, and guess what? 9 times out of 10, people don't even care what you're doing.
Yes.
They are so focused
on their own
and self-absorbed on what they've got going on.
They have blinders on.
They could care less.
Right. Or even notice.
So why are you living your life for them instead of living your life for you and what you want to do? Who cares if you fail? Guess what? When you fail, you figured out another way doesn't work. Keep going.
Yep.
This fear of failure, the fear of looking bad, the fear of whatever the fear is for you.
It happens all the time.
You're making that a thing. Because maybe what you think, it's not a thing for me. What you think is a fear or failure. It's individual, which means it's in you. Right. You're the one that's putting this up and making this big thing for yourself. Let it go. Social media.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Nowadays has made people afraid of their own freaking shadow. Can't say what I want to say. I might get in trouble.
Right.
Can't do what I want to do.
I'll be canceled.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Shout it from the rooftops. Be you.
Right, and be happy about
it. 100% authentic to who you are and where you're going, and let everything else fall beside.
Find the power within yourself.
And if there are people out there, that aren't speaking well,
they're the ones sitting on their ass not doing anything.
Keep moving on.
They're the ones in their mommy's basement.
Yep.
Right now.
So don't worry about what other people think. Stop worrying about the fear of failure and looking bad. And it's do what you know you need to be doing. And when you fall down, get back up. When you've learned another way doesn't work, keep on going. You're going to get closer to striking gold when you keep getting where you want to go with letting go. But a lot of times it's you building up this huge thing in your head of what you think it might be. Then you're in your own fear bubble yourself.
And then you're going to teach your kids the same thing.
And you've created it.
Yes.
So let it go. Stop worrying so much about what other people think or what you think they think, because they probably don't even think it anyways. It's you. Overthinking. All right, next one. What are some practical steps to take when deciding which items to keep or donate?
If you haven't used it in 6 months, it's got to go.
Oh, this makes me so happy.
For clothes, stuff in the kitchen, just put it aside. Appliance of some sort. But when it comes to your closet or your stuff that's around just sitting there.
I said to them, move the kitchen. If you haven't used it since last year, you ain't going to use it. Move on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's either donate it, get rid of it.
So we have...
or unless you are going to in the future, maybe on a holiday or something, just put it aside. But don't keep it in your kitchen. Put it somewhere else.
We have things that we pull out, like cookie cutters and certain holiday things. That's what the holiday stuff. When holiday comes around, we roll it out and then it gets put away. We have special cups and mugs. Great.
Right.
Put it away when you're not using it. But as far as what to keep and what to donate is
just like Ed said, Ed Milet, he's moving. Well, why am I packing boxes I haven't? Why am I putting shoes away I haven't wore in 10 years?
Right.
Why take it somewhere else?
And so. This is a habit that is wonderful to get started now. We teach the kids all the time, look, are you using it? No. Did it serve its purpose for you? Right. Yes. Is it done? Okay, let's donate to someone else who can use it. Clothes.
And they love it.
It's like, okay, are we wearing this? Do we like this? Is it good? Okay, no, we're good.
It's got to go.
Or, you know what? Hey, this is a size that doesn't fit you anymore. We can give your brother this. It's still in good condition. Great, we're going to keep it. Oh, this over here, we don't like it. Great. Are you going to wear this? No, donate. Toys, you playing with it anymore? No. You got crap around your house, knickknacks and patty wax. Are they serving a purpose?
Whole closet's full of stuff.
If they're not,
all the games.
Donate.
If you have a game closet that's full to the top that you've never opened a game, get rid of it. Donate it.
Right. So it's on you again. You got to go through and start figuring out, is this serving you? Do you want this anymore? Have you used it? Is it just clutter? Do you not want to let go of it because of fear of whatever again, right? It's like, if you're not using it, if you haven't used it, if it's not serving its purpose, if you've already done what you haven't invested, get rid of it.
Garage sale.
Let it go.
Spend the kids, have a week on the weekend.
Let them have a little business.
Garage sale. Let them make some money.
Yep. So again, alrighty. Short and sweet on that one. Let it go. It's a happy topic for me. I just like letting it go. The more giveaway bags that we can make, the more
we have them in the trunk right now.
We do. The more that I can look around and see clean and not clutter, makes my heart so happy. Okay. How can I apply the process of decluttering to other areas of my life, like my schedule or my relationships? This is good because this is not just the materialistic clutter that you see. This is a lot of times you're holding on to relationships, or you're holding on to obligations, or you're holding on to all these things that aren't serving you that way anymore either. So guess how you do it? You decide, is this relationship serving me?
Right.
If it's not, let it go. You know what? Thank you. Next. That's like, let's move on. I love you.
They only call to complain and whine and ask, what should I do? If that's it and they don't contact you for anything else, push them to the side.
They're a time suck. They are a drain. I've had multiples of those.
Not to say hello, how are you? None of that.
And I've had multiples of those because I'm a good listener, right? I'm good with, okay, what about, and kind of moving them along. But after a while, when it was like phone.
What about me?
The phone rings. And it's like, the only reason you're calling me is because you have another problem, or something happened, or it's a woe is me, and I'm going to sit there and listen and be, you're just like, for
draining you down.
To air it all out, and then I get you put back together, and then you move along, and the next time you call is the same thing. You don't call to check on me.
Over and over.
You don't call to see, just chit-chat and catch up, how things going. No, it's always a suck. And so if they're a time suck, a vampire, just sucking your blood all the time.
It's a lot of time you're going to get back.
Let it go. Plus, it's a weight off your shoulders. You can just
I don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
Evaluate your relationships, audit them. Are they serving you? Are you serving them? Is it a win-win? If so, keep going. If not, move on. Same thing with your schedule. Look at your schedule. Are there things in your schedule that you're just doing because you said you were going to do them, but you don't really want to do them? Let those things go too. If you don't want to be heading up the PTA, and you don't want to be running the bake sale, or you don't want to be going to the church function, or you don't want to be doing the after
practice, always taking all the kids.
Like, if you don't want to be the house everyone, then let it go. Don't do that anymore. Don't be that person.
Take it off the schedule. They'll find another house to hang it.
Right. So you've got to just be okay with, and guess what? What if you're like, oh, why'd you do that? Because I don't want to anymore. Like,
no, I got other things to do.
Stop doing things that you don't want to do. Like,
no.
Why? Why are you doing that? So the same thing with, you need to donate, declutter, get rid of things. Same thing in other relationships, other aspects as well. Same thing if you're running a business that you don't like anymore, and it's not you don't like because it's a little tough. You're like that's not the direction that you're going. Like, when you figure out what do I want, and you're like, well, shit, that's not what I want anymore. Then get the frick off and keep moving, because you're going to be
something else.
You're going to be slowing yourself down
and not going to get ahead
because you don't really want to do it anyways. We've had that challenge.
That's happened to us all the time.
We've been like, well, we're invested in this freaking a lot of years, so we better just keep trucking along. It's like,
and we've done that.
Why are we trekking along when we know it's not the end result that we want? We know we're not going the direction that we want to go.
Nope.
Get off. Take it for what it is, experience, rack it up as that, and keep moving somewhere else where you want to go. You got to let it go so that you can continue moving forward. If you have all this clutter, stuff, obligations, things, and they're not serving you, it's not going the direction, it's not who you are anymore, bye-bye.
Let it go.
Let it go. And then you're like, now I have time to actually do what I want to do.
Right. Under my bed's clean. All that stuff isn't under there.
And all that stuff is not in your mind either, filling up space and time in your mind. And just, let it go.
Because guess what? It builds up even more. The longer you wait, the more it's going to build until then it's too late. And then you know what happens next.
All right. we've got one last question I think that we can get to today. How can I determine if my reliance on coffee in the morning is a habit or a genuine need?
Don't look at me. I like my coffee. I like hot coffee. I make her cold brew coffee. She can take it or leave it.
What do I do though?
I like having my hot. It's about not even it's the taste, but it's also having my hot coffee. I just like having it.
So what I like to do is I like to do experiments with myself. Okay. I don't technically.
I'm proud of myself though, because I'm having it less and less during the day. Like I used to. Before I walk in the mornings, I would have another cup first. And then I've told myself, no, wait till you get home to have it with my breakfast, with you.
That's very good. It helps so you don't have to go potty on the trail
big step
either.
for me. Because I would have a couple in the morning while I'm getting the kids ready and cooking.
So for me, coffee is a thing that I could take or leave. I don't really like coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I love the aroma of it.
Yes.
But drinking it, not so much. When it's cold brew and we've got stevia in it or honey in it and with some nice foam,
honey,
it's good.
No
but
stevia.
I could totally do away with coffee and be okay.
Right.
Now, I have noticed though that I was starting to look forward to, it's time for coffee. Oh, it's time for that. But what was it? It wasn't I was looking forward to the coffee. I was looking forward to, like, sometimes we fix like this pumpkin spice brew thing.
Yes.
I was looking forward to the frickin' top of it.
Not the coffee
more
under.
than the, I'm like, okay, nope, wrong, nah. Okay, I'm not gonna have it. So then I take it out because then guess what?
But then I changed the recipe and made it.
Well, it's not even that. It's like I start
nicer
looking at my macros. I'm like, okay, I'd rather eat food than drink the calories.
Yes.
But also, I don't want to be reliant on any one thing. And so I will cut it out for weeks at a time. And I feel great. I'm like, you know what? And then when I bring it back in because I want it,
Slowly.
not because I need it, not because it's a habit or an addiction. And then guess what? I might have it here, might have it there. So start doing these little experiments with yourself. Can you get up tomorrow and not have your cup of coffee?
Right.
Or your glass of tea, or your matcha, or whatever the thing is for you. And if you can, without like, where is it? I need it. Where is it? Oh, I can't function. I can't wake up. And all these programs.
You're telling yourself that.
See, everyone's like, well, I need my coffee to function. Well, if you need your coffee to function, we need to work on that. Okay.
Correct.
So
and that's the way what's going on a lot now. It's that morning I have to have my coffee or I'm not.
And then that's
right.
It's like
but you're telling yourself that.
And so you've got to undo that. And so if you can't cut it out completely, then it's an addiction.
It's a time to take a long break.
And it's time to take a break, a detox from it, and do without it for a while and see how your body feels. Do you not get headaches? Do you not have the afternoon slump? I've done this before. I was like, I'm noticing around 2, 3 o'clock, I'm like dipping down. So then I took out the coffee and I noticed, you know what? Without having the coffee in the morning, I wasn't getting that afternoon dip. So I'm like, So I kind of go up and then the coffee wears off and I go down. And then what you need is something else to bring it up, right? So it's like, okay.
Same with people with sodas.
You start, exactly, because you're starting to get addicted to the caffeine in it. So whether it's coffee or tea or soda or whatever it is for you, can you cut it out completely? If you can't,
cut it in half.
Then all the more reason that you should, because you don't want anything to control you.
No.
You want to be in charge of your actions and what you want. And so cut it out for a while and then see, how do you feel? What are we doing?
And then you can bring
do
it
you
back
really need
one
it?
at a time or just only have one instead of 3.
Exactly. So that's how I kind of like to play with that one, is little experiments with yourself to see, if you woke up tomorrow and you didn't have your cup of coffee or you didn't have your soda, are you going to start thinking about it? Are you going to start, envisioning it? Are you going to start, like, where are you at? And then can you go a day or 2 or 3 or 5 or a week or a month and play with it a little bit to see with that. And then that's how you'll know, is it something that you're more addicted to, something that you're reliant on? And if so, then I would work on that so that you have it because you want it, not because you need it. And there's a big difference. And it doesn't matter what it is. That goes for all beverages, food, anything into smoking, all kinds of stuff. If you can't cut it out,
you can do without.
Then we've got a challenge we need to work with on there. So we have more questions. We will get to those next week for you guys. Keep sending those questions in to us. We love answering your questions.
Yes.
I mean, we could do just shows on top of shows of answering your questions. You guys have great questions. And I love
them coming.
That you just keep asking them around the topic. So keep listening. And then if you've got a question, let us know.
And share.
Yep, share this with your like-minded friends, families. We're looking to build a large, thriving can-do community around the world. So the only way we can do that is with you guys helping us. And remember, we do have new episodes coming out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're available to listen or watch. We're on all the major podcast platforms and YouTube and Rumble as well. Yep. So check us out. Send us over to people that you know about. Share us. And we
appreciate it very much.
We appreciate you guys. And we will talk to you guys again soon. And remember, it only takes one moment to change everything, and we can do it, and so can you. Bye, guys. Love you.
Take care.